Hey y'all, welcome to Healed and Fulfilled with me, your girl Nettie. Today we are going to be talking about rediscovering ourselves, rediscovering our self worth, healing, and moving forward with our lives in the best way possible for a quality life. I'm really excited to share this week's journey and reflections with you guys. So I hope that you have followed my podcast right now and feel free to comment and share. I would love that for me. And I want to thank you guys who do watch and support me. But, anyways, I was thinking the other day while strolling on my For You page on TikTok, and I really thought to myself, my algorithm is so off putting. It could be the change in interest for me. Maybe, I don't know. But I proceeded to my following feed and didn't like most of the content anymore either. It was just really filled with politics, elections, the Sandra Massey, I think that was her name, video footage, which I'm an empath. It really took me for a spin. I just haven't been interested in any of the content, to be honest, unless it's affirmations, self help, spiritual, or metaphysical. Because, like I said, down my timeline, all you see is masculine and feminine toxicity, the girl versus men war, people telling others how to live their life pathetically, police brutality. It's just not what I want to see right now. It's not that I don't care. I just can't consume it in the space that I am currently. Also, I think I may have a potential friend, y'all. And I love that for me. It was so amazing to talk to someone on my vibration who understands me on a deeper level and vice versa. Also, I am not actively looking for a new position and ready to get back to what I love. In February, as some of you may know, I quit my job and my husband has been doing his big one, baby. But I'm just ready to get back at it. But I am taking my time in choosing my roles this time and not letting a job choose me because of many toxic jobs I have had being a Black woman in corporate America. The behavior towards Black women is just unacceptable. White supremacy has been a huge topic at these companies, and it's sad that they are not aware of their bullshit. I'm being very picky and intentional in my career this time around. Yes, I want a great salary, but I want a healthy work environment even more. I want to be employed at a company that really practices diversity, inclusion, and equity, and not just have it on their fucking websites. Because you guys have this on your website as a corporate responsibility. I get it. But if you're not practicing it in real time, please take it off. Please take it off your website. But as y'all know, I've been new to my healing journey this time around, and I am practicing self-worth this time around. And if you don't know this, please go back and watch my previous episode. And this week, I'm feeling a little better. In the beginning of the week, it was a little rocky, but I'm being compassionate and understanding to myself and my inner child. We all deserve grace, you know? I'm just thinking about what I like again based on my healing journey. I don't even like the activities I once enjoyed. And in this isolation and healing process, I am being very protected. I feel it all the time through God's grace. I just feel so at peace. I really trust in God's process, you know? I also spoke with my husband about how we should proceed, because we are in separation because he's in the military and we don't even get to talk but once a week for 30 minutes on Sundays. Otherwise, we have to write each other letters. So last week, what I was feeling, I think, was a result of that because we don't get to communicate in real time. So a lot of it we are dealing with on our own unless we write each other. And it just really sucks right now. At the end of the day, I just want him to be happy and do what makes him happy. And I want to do what makes me happy. And it's crazy because we sent each other a letter around the same time. The day I got my notification that he received his letter, I received my letter in the mail from him that same exact day. And it's crazy because we were saying the same exact thing. Can y'all say divine timing? But at the end of the day, all we were saying was we really just want to be happy with each other, and we both are really focused on our goals of quality of life. And for me, my healing journey too. And it's just that we haven't been able to communicate to really, set our foundation. And long story short, we are on the same page. We will be fine. And this is just a test of time in our marriage. Also, I had cried so much prior to sending him that letter to share my thoughts. And once I cried, everything became so clear that I really am in love with my husband. I just think that I had to cry to release all the internalized bullshit from my past as a child up to now. My heart chakra was really, really blocked because now I can say that I have closed chapters that no longer align with me so that I can continue to strive for the quality of life that I want. And I was just letting my life and my trauma hinder me. And I also have really started back with my affirmations. I've been repeating every day, I deserve, with the things that I deserve, and also stating I am with the things that I am. And for women who are currently dating, if you think about dating and getting turned off and disgusted immediately with what the possible options are, you are not in a solid place emotionally to date. And the only reason I'm saying that is because when I was having my meltdown and crashing out last week, I was thinking like, oh my God, if we don't work, I gotta get back out there and dating. Although I was not in a place emotionally to be dating, I just was like really, really disgusted at the potential of dating because it's so much trash out there. And God and my spirit team are so funny because I love to journal my thoughts, right? I like to journal my goals or whatever it may be. I realized one day while in introspection, and and if you don't know, you know now that I am a person who lives in my head 90% of the time. And I'm obsessed with introspection. I really am. But nonetheless, I know the life I want. And I realize in this healing stage, it's necessary for me to get there. This purging that I did with the crying, y'all, I don't know what triggered me to cry. I mean, I was not crying like so freaking hard. And I really was purging all of that weight. I felt so relieved. And purging is really necessary to get where you want to be because the old me was not aligned with what I wanted and it wasn't aligned with the new me now. And I really trust God's process because in my 40 years of living, Spirit has never steered me wrong. And I want you guys to understand and feel that as well. The way these lower moments hit, the dark night of the soul hit, I know God and my spirit team are about to cook in my life because it seems like every time I go through growing pains, dark night of the soul, some big blessing comes. And I really love that for me. But also, it hit me that my ex-husband really did a number on me as well as my parents, and I want to really talk about our marriage one day, but I'll see if I'm ready to really talk about the things I went through in that marriage. But those things that I went through in that marriage, they still live inside of me faintly to this day because I went through so much abuse. And I am intentionally only trying to stay positive. Like, so I don't know if I really want to talk about that, you know? But with my husband now, I just love that man unconditionally. And I know he feels the same, you know? And a part of my healing was realizing that and really feeling and meaning it. You know, I really love that man. I let so much of the bullshit and my upbringing and bitterness from my mom instilling it in me drive my marriage that I couldn't see the forest from the trees, to be honest. And I wanted my husband to fix what was broken within me, and that really isn't fair to him. So I'm officially doing what makes me happy with no regrets. I don't care what nobody has to say. It's my life. I'm doing what I want. I don't care what people about people opinions because I feel like I really internalize a lot of things that people say, and I'm really working on that. And I want to say that, you know, someone said to me that the misconception of love is often that it is so blissful, but it won't be every day. And I also am working on that because I really, in my head, feel like, oh, every day should be, I love you. And we're never going to go through anything. Yes, at my big age, you know, and for, you know, just for me to defend myself, I didn't grow up seeing healthy marriages or healthy, functional couples. So the way I perceived marriage in my head, it was all off. And with me healing, I'm seeing that every day is not going to be a good day. That is no reason to divorce. That man ain't beating me. He ain't cheating on me. So we will get through whatever it is. And a lot of it is me dealing with my trauma. And I feel so much better this week. But like I said, you know, I'm learning and I'm just taking it day by day and, you know, trying to figure out what love looks like and, you know, really honing in on what my needs are. And God really just wants us to live in our truth. And me, I'm the type of person that I want to please God. And that has always been a priority over anything. You know, it really has. The God most people believe in is not the God that I believe in. What I mean is that God, all God people state that God's always punishing you and has all these strict rules. And if you don't follow him or you make mistakes, you will burn in hell for all eternity. I don't believe that. That is not the God that I serve. My God knows we sin and we all fall short and will forgive. And he is not even a he, but spirit will forgive us every single time. We just do our best and talk with spirit when we need to. I have a great relationship with God. So God knows my heart. He created me. He created you. So don't beat yourself up if you feel like you're not living the way you think God is. God is with you always, you know? Also, I will say that what I have also observed is when you identify the underlying causes of your wounds and traumas, you break free from the limitations and unlock a future filled with purpose, energy, and joy almost immediately. I have noticed joyous and celebratory changes in my life. It's different. It's definitely motivating to think it took me almost 40 years to really figure out where my pain, my heavy heart, depression, anxious attachment style, anxiety, disorganized attachment styles truly came from, you know? Although I'm not quite free of my trauma and wounds, day by day, my heart is a little bit lighter, you know, and a little bit more free. Healing is really just finding out the root cause of your toxic madness. Mine was parent wounds, which created unregulated emotions, causing me to dissociate when I didn't want to feel any pain, but also gave me an anxious attachment style. Missing one reply or not replying to my text within a certain amount of time would send me over the edge. I start overthinking. I start feeling abandoned, thinking the person don't like me. That's why I said the puzzle to my healing journey and my root cause of who I am was a parent wound. It truly is. Today, I feel free, at peace, and each day has gotten better and better since the start of this week. I journaled, I prayed for signs, and I can say I'm in love with my husband. He is my person. Looking at it from a healed place, that man loves me and vice versa. He does everything to make me happy. He truly, truly do. And I can be my own worst enemy at times. I really self sabotage real bad, y'all. It is horrible. And to the men and women listening, this is my advice to you guys. Making others pay for others' mistakes doesn't just refer to romantic relationships. It's parents and friendship wounds too. We can't put that weight on them. That is just not fair. You got to start within. But hear me out. Here's a secret I got. When I can't make out why I feel a certain way, or I can't put a name on why I feel a certain way, or I think of something like an intrusive thought or a feeling of being limited, like I can go past a certain thought. Like I can't go past a certain thought sometimes because I feel discouraged or hopeless, like it can't be done. So what I do, don't judge me, is I go to my chat GPT. And if you don't know what chat GPT is, it's an AI tool. And kind of like Google, I use it for all kinds of things, but this is one of them. And here's my secret. I will type in, why do I feel like this when I think of blah, blah, blah. And what ChatGPT does is it gives you pointers on where it came from. And so what I do is I just start thinking about the root cause of the problem and where it first internalized. And I write it down in my journal. Every single time it start, like a trauma came up, and I thought about it, it all came from my childhood. No lie. And that is really what shadow work is all about. And if you don't know what shadow work is just working on those parts of you that you have pushed back to the back. It's like the negative things you don't like about yourself or wounds that are keeping you from growing. That's what you working on, those things. That's what shadow work is. And I think that's a lot of what I'm doing right now. But a lot of it, like I said, stemmed from my childhood, from my mom saying things like, oh, you're cocky, calm down, and bring it down a notch, sheesh. Or like I said in my previous video, I wouldn't like you if you were my daughter. Or even with my ex-husband saying things like, people don't like you because you think you're all that. Or punishing me and breaking my spirit if I was happy. I could be happy about anything, and this man would break my spirit every time. So I just felt I wasn't worthy or of being happy or dimming my light so others can feel comfortable and like me, because I was constantly battered mentally and emotionally if I showed any type of confidence. It's those little things that are trauma, or not being able to be sexy. I know that I am sexy, but I don't know how to be sexy because all adults that I came in contact with as a kid really sexualized me, thinking because I had a body, I was fast. And I was not even thinking about any of that. Or past friends secretly hating me because of how I look. So anything that could humble me, they would make sure they humbled me, honey. And I'm no longer friends with them. They would do it on the slick too. And because I have autism, I did not catch those cues at all. and didn't realize that was trauma until I did a lot of retrospection and I've been actively healing. This is why I'm alone 98% of the time. People's behaviors really, really scare me, to be honest. And I don't feel safe around people. I just don't. But I am working on that. I'm working on building my family of friends. And hopefully that fear goes away. And it's just like I can't trust people. And I really want to work on that, like I said. And just all of this just really goes into my self-worth and confidence. That's how you want to be able to heal too. I no longer dim my light. I no longer internalize what others think of me. It's not even my weight to carry, and I won't be carrying in it. This week, let me tell you, when I release the pain through crying, immediately I start receiving new blessings. If you follow me on Facebook, you know that I had almost $51,000 worth of debt discharge from my student loans. I did a lot of work back in 2020, like filling out the application and things, and it is 2024, and it's just now hitting. Because, baby, I'm unblocking them blessings. But I do have other news as well. I just don't feel comfortable talking about it because of evil eyes and monitoring spirits. But when it's said and done, I will share with you guys. And we just all just have to release those traumas and conditioning and self-sabotage due to wounds. We got to do it immediately, y'all. We deserve to make room for new blessings, not related to our old wounds. And this is why I'm doing this podcast. I am learning to be transparent. I want you guys to really hone in on healing big and small wounds. Some things you guys may not have even known was wounds. Let me know in the comments if you are just now realizing some of those things were trauma. And I will talk to you guys next week on my Healing Weekly Update. I love you all. Thank you so much for listening.